Hi, welcome to Climbing Daily. On today's show, we're catching up with US super alpinist Colin Haley to ask him about life, climbing and Chamonix. Colin is in Chamonix for a 2-month climbing holiday and we managed to catch him on a rainy rest day at a very posh central Chamonix hotel.
Colin. Hey Charlie.
How you doing?
Good. Welcome to my mansion.
It's pretty nice.
Want some champagne?
So, tell us how you got into climbing in the first place.
I started climbing when I was about 10, 11 years old. My background is all mountain stuff and I didn't start seriously rock climbing until I was older. When I was 11 years old, I climbed Mount Hood, for instance.
In the Cascades?
Yeah, it's in the Southern Cascades in Oregon.
Although he'd been climbing for over a decade at the time, it looked to many in the climbing community as if Colin came from nowhere to pull off the audacious first ascent of the TOI Traverse. This involved crossing all 4 of the peaks which make up the Torres group in Patagonia, any one of which would be a major undertaking on its own.
I started climbing outside of the Cascades long before the TOI Traverse. I went to Peru by myself in 2002 when I was 17 and did lots of trips to the Canadian Rockies and the BC Coast Range. I started going to Alaska when I was 18 years old.
So the Torres Traverse is probably the first route that you became known to a bigger audience. Can you tell us a bit of detail about the route?
Yeah, I mean the TOI Traverse is, I think, an amazing objective. In 2008, when Rollo and I did it, it was what I wanted to climb more than anything else. It was my top goal. To be honest, that season I didn't expect to climb the TOI Traverse. I kind of expected to maybe traverse to the top of Torre Egger, put in some homework to try it later. And then Rollo had already attempted it a couple times that season and asked me to stay down and try it with him.
So can you tell us some detail about the route, about the climbing on it?
I mean, it's basically a lot of technical terrain, it's a lot of logistics, and it's fitting it all into a weather window in Patagonia.
Despite climbing at a high level for many years, Colin wasn't always on the traditional path of a professional athlete. So you've not always been a straight line guy, it's been well documented, you've experimented with drugs and drink, so what was that all about?
What was it all about? I mean, it was all about having fun and kind of expanding consciousness. Yeah, about 8 years ago, I just decided that I was going to quit drinking alcohol and quit doing drugs and focus my energy more entirely on my climbing.
Do you feel it's made a big difference to your climbing?
The alcohol, I think, affects my immune system a lot. With other things, like hallucinogens, I don't think it really affects you physically, but you know, it's still time and energy being put into something else. So.
Climbing Daily has reported in the past on Colin's ethics regarding summits, a subject on which his views are often interpreted as being quite extreme, so we thought we'd get him to clear up his attitude towards going to the top of mountains.
I don't care whatsoever if person X goes to the top of mountain Y or not. I mean, it would be insane to care. What I care about is honesty. It's fine to not go to the top of the mountain if you don't feel like it, but just admit it. Admit that what you did might have been super badass, but it's not as badass as if you did the same thing that you did and went to the top. I don't care if people go to the top of the mountains or not. It just bugs me when people misrepresent what they did.
Colin, thanks very much for coming to see us and best of luck for the rest of the year.
Thanks.
How American, I like the fist pump. Thanks Colin, best of luck for the rest of the year and enjoy your climbing. That's it from us today, we'll see you tomorrow. He on-sighted the 8C War Beast. He came very close to on-sighting 2 8C+.